Welcome to the BFF Report, coverage of Champions Online, Episode 3. My name is... fancy, my name on it, the host, right? You got pipes and brand new boxes. All kinds of... I don't even know what's going on anymore. Before we get started, two things. One, in my many weeks, maybe months of reviewing experience, I found that I am fully capable of making mistakes in my reporting. You being the internet, my viewers, you are fully capable of telling me when I mess up and pointing out my mistakes. I like to go ahead and take a moment to correct those mistakes. This is not the Silver Surfer. It's Iceman. Sorry. Number 2, PvP, move next week. Sorry, on the show. So forgive me if I don't have the relationship here correct, but there's Mashon and then there's Champions Online. Mashon.com, Champions Online got together and they gave you this ability to create comics using in-game screenshots. It's a pop-up applet that allows you to go through and add screenshots that you've taken as well as clip art and pop-up text and all that other good stuff. I decided to throw a couple things together, you know, add a little bit of grunge on the side because grunge is, I think, still in fashion. Gizmo Dunk's looking pretty awesome right there in the middle. Threw in a couple random dudes. I got this guy that looks like Obama with a little mind thing, kind of a, you know, we'll call him Barack Xavier or something like that. I have him right here behind my title of my comics, the BIYM. And, you know, hey, I thought that was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good until I ran into this guy. And I don't really know what else to say. I mean, he's probably the best game engine comic creator out there. You know, he's probably the only game engine comic creator out there, and I can't really hold it against him, you know. But you know, that's why there's the line. It's there so that somebody can cross it, and then we can exploit it on a show like this. Alright, so now that your character's level 6 and you're all grown up enough, it's time to pick your flight ability. There are 13 different types. Each one is a little bit different than the other. I'll go ahead and go through the list as quickly as I can. Earth Flight handles a lot like snowboarding a Volvo. Ice Slide, which I'll just generalize and say it's a lot like Earth Flight. Teleport gives you all the bonuses of being a wisp, minus the embarrassment of how you got turned into one. Super Speed, pretty sure I don't have to explain this. Super Jump, and again, self-explanatory. Acrobatics essentially takes some Super Speed and Super Jump, puts it together in one ability. Basic Flight, your standard superhero flight ability. Rocket Jump, leaping tall buildings in a single blah blah blah. The Human Fire Flight, which seems to have the perfect blend of visual awesomeness and actual usability. Tunneling, which insert obvious Looney Tunes reference here. Swinging, you basically get a tool that's like a half fleshlight and half Spider-Man web slinger. Rocket Boots, because if you thought Legolas and WoW was bad, wait until you see the plethora of shitty Iron Man ripoffs in Champions Online. And last but not least, the Hover Disc, because you fail at Malygos and you desperately need to redeem yourself. So since we're in here, let me go ahead and introduce you to the Battle Station. This is a room that allows you to spawn mobs up one level below your level or one level above. You tell the computer what kind of mobs you want and how many people are in your team. You could tell it that there's just one person, or you could tell it that there's up to 5 people. It's not how many mobs that it spawns, it's how many mobs the computer thinks that your team of X can handle. So let me show you what the computer thinks a 5-man team should be able to, you know, work with. By myself, of course. So I came across a new word here in Champions Online, and I think they call it retconning. It's basically dumping everything that you know to rebuild your character to be something completely different. It's not like respeccing, so all the WoW heads don't think, oh, it's like respeccing. No, it's not at all. When you level a warrior to 80 and you suck, let's just say it's because of the warrior class, then you're stuck. If you want to level something else, then you level something else, right? Yeah, that's how it works. That's how the world works. In Champions Online, it doesn't work that way. I can undo everything and then go learn something else. If I feel like, you know what, I want to be a warlock, bam, done. If I feel like, you know what, I want to be a hunter, bam, done. You know, if I feel like I want to be a gunslinger and shit, done. That's it. You don't have to, you just have to have the money. That's it. You spend the money, you drop everything, and then you just start from scratch. So all the flavor of the month builds, whenever something's OP, you got the cash, you could do it. And on top of that, you could change the way you look completely. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna change my armor out for this, or I'm gonna put on these gloves or whatever. I mean, completely. Except for gender. So, sorry to the transgender gaming community, but unfortunately you can't change gender. Yet. And suppose at some point, I mean, on top of all the other customization things that you could do in this game, let's say that you don't like the fact that your lasers are green. We'll change the color. Just pop it open, change it. You could change the color of every ability that your superhero has. Oh, and by the way, all of this spec change-in, retconning, change of costuming, and all that, as far as I can tell, there's no cooldown. So, have a blast. Before we go, I'd like to introduce a new segment of our show, viewer feedback. Sorry, it was either a cool transition there or a handful of pipes in the background, you know. Mighty kind of tight. Allow me to go ahead and use my ghetto prompter here to read you the feedback that I've received so far. Miss Galactica writes, I was LOLing so hard during the Slider Boy Gizmo Duck part. Great job. If this is a benchmark of things to come, I can't wait. Thank you, Miss Galactica. At our bomb in your face says, it's Soldier Boy, Jesus H. Christ, get with it. At Cryptic Tech Team writes, hey Mike B, it has been brought to our attention that you are experiencing some crashing issues. Do me a favor and explain the issues in detail. And you send a DX diag for us to look at. Signed, Cryptic Tech Team. So we'll see how that unfolds next episode. PvP and lots of other stuff. Write to me at I am the Mike B. See ya.